Hey, what up, decisive marketers? So recently I've been really excited about this particular tool called Uuki, and I have reviewed this in my channel, right? And I'm still so excited about it. So what I'm going to be doing is the next couple of videos, I'm going to be putting up some automations of Uuki live with Pabbly Connect and with some other different tools so that you can automate your workflow and automatically post into Uuki itself in the right particular space, as well as schedule it in the right space as well. So before I dive into my very first automations right here, this automation I'm going to be using three different tools right here, more like 3 or 4 different tools, and I'm gonna link them into one automation, right? So the first one would be Radaar. So Radaar is a social media scheduler that we have actually talked about, and I've talked to the founder in my channel itself. It's a very powerful social media scheduler, and because a recent update of Radaar has allowed outgoing webhook, so we're gonna be sending that outgoing webhook into Pabbly Connect, right? So one cool thing about social media schedulers is that you can schedule posts. So we're going to be scheduling posts from Radaar. So you can set the time, and then it will go into Pabbly Connect, and Pabbly Connect will then allow us to filter and post it into the right space within Uuki Live itself. So it's very nice workflow, and I'm going to show that to you, right? So those are the 3 tools, right? So Radaar, and then Pabbly Connect, and Uuki Live, right? So Pabbly Connect itself is Zapier alternative, so it's a automation tool, right? It integrates multiple apps together, and so that you can create a automation, right? So if something happens, then you want to do something, right? So there are a couple of tools out there as well, but I'm going to be showing you how to use Pabbly Connect, which I feel is probably one of the best Zapier alternatives out in the market right now. Okay, next, last one will of course be Uuki Live, and I'm going to show you how I kind of use Typedesk to do a little bit of this stuff in the automation as well. So I'm really excited about this, and before I dive in, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content. So here we are, and this is the automation that I have set up, right? So this is the entire automation workflow right here. So I'm just going to explain how it works. So firstly, we're going to be using Radaar, okay, to connect into Pabbly Connect via webhook. So Radaar is not directly integrated in Pabbly Connect itself, which is not a problem because Radaar has webhooks, and Pabbly Connect is able to support webhooks as well, right? So Radaar will send a post into Pabbly Connect. Pabbly Connect will capture the information, okay, and from that information I'm going to use the text formatter, right? So what this does is that it will extract the URL from the post itself. So so I make a post with Radaar, and it contains a URL, and I'm gonna pull out that URL. Then I'm going to connect with my Google Sheets where I have listed all my Uuki spaces. Then I'm going to route them into the right space in here. So I've actually set all this up nicely, right? So it's going to be routing into the right space. So whenever a certain, so let me just open this one up right here. So whenever there is a certain keyword or hashtag in the caption of the post itself, it will go into the right router and post it into the right space right here. So if my post contains this hashtag SEO content, it will jump into this space right here, which is SEO and content writing, right? So it's a magnifying glass, SEO and content writing. This is the space itself. Okay, so how do we set this up? Firstly, when I'm going to jump into the dashboard right here, and I'm going to set this up from scratch. Okay, so firstly you want to jump into Radar, head over to settings, and of course if you've not used Radar for some time, you may note that there is a particular new connection right here. It's called webhook outgoing. Okay, so what you want to be doing with webhook outgoing is you want to set this up this way. So just make sure the type is default. Then you can put in the name that you want. Maybe call this Radar to Pabbly to Uuki, whichever it is. Right, just put that. Just name it in a way that you understand. And then next will be your webhook URL. So you can grab the webhook URL right here. You can copy this and paste this in here, and you can leave this empty, right? So leave the preview URL empty. You can save this, okay, and this would be one of your channels. It will appear right here. Okay, so next is so what happens is that you want to, so once you hit copy, and it should, start to it says like waiting for webhook response. So we're going to be sending a webhook action into Pabbly Connect right here. So what happens is just jump into scheduler and create a new post. Okay, so we're going to create a new post right here, and I'm going to use a text post. Of course you can choose different kind of posts if you want to. And the next thing is, in your caption you want to firstly, there are many different kind of posts right here, right? So the one that actually works with Uuki right now is actually either a link post or a text post. So I'm going to be using a text post right here for the example. So the title, I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, and then the caption will be hello everyone. Okay, and next thing is I'm going to put in a URL. So let me just put in the URL right here. Okay, so maybe let me just put this right. Okay, so put in a URL, and then I'm going to put in a hashtag. So when it comes to the hashtag, right, so because I have so many spaces created in Uuki Live, so one big problem would be to try and remember what the hashtag will be that is being connected to one of my spaces right here. So this I'm going to be posting into everything else under the sun. The hashtag would be hashtag everything else, right? But I have so many right here. How would I remember everything? So what I actually use is type dash right here, right? So type dash is a can response tool. Okay, so all I need to do is to put / Uuki space, and it's going to open up, right? And it's going to ask me which Uuki space, and then I can just choose one of them. It will automatically replace the text for me, and that's what it does, so that I don't have to remember like which is the hashtag. I just need to remember this is the particular what I call it, the variable, right? So I just need to put in this shortcut, then type dash is just going to fill it in for me. Okay, so all you need to do is very simply choose custom placeholder, right? So you just put in custom placeholder, then choose text, and then just fill in sorry, let me just edit that and show you. So you just need to select text, right, and then just fill in all the different options. Sorry, you got to choose select, right? So custom placeholders, and then click select, and then just put in the question like which Uuki space or whatever, and then just fill in all the options right here. Okay, and then put in the shortcut that you want. So I put as Uuki space. So what happens is that every time I type Uuki space, right, type dash is going to open up, and then I just pick and choose the Uuki space hashtag that I'm going to be using. Okay, it's very simple, and so that's what I've done. Okay, so that the process is very fluid. Okay, so this is the post that I want to be doing. Okay, and then if you're going to insert any of this information as well, you can do so. I'm just going to make a post right now. I'm just going to hit publish. Okay, oh my bad, I forgot to choose the channel. I'm going to choose Pabbly, and then I just click on publish now. Okay, so this is the post that goes out. Okay, and Pabbly is going to receive that webhook very shortly. Oops, my bad. Okay, while we are waiting, what I'm going to be doing is to show you the text formatter first. Right, I'm just going to build this from scratch. Okay, so next step is to wait. Okay, so it's published now. So the webhook response came in. Okay, it took a while because Radaar doesn't allow like a post to come in too quickly at the same time. So this is the post right here. Okay, that's what we got. So first thing is I'm gonna pull out the URL first, right? So this is the URL that I have right here. So I'm going to choose the app. You want to select text formatter. Okay, and in text formatter you want to select text basic formatting. Click on connect and select the string. So the string should be the caption, because that's where the entire caption is, and that's where the URL exists, right? So I'm going to pull out the URL right here. So under transform, select extract URL, save and send the test response. You will then be able to pull out the URL right here. Okay, can you see that? Right, and then the next thing is we're going to connect to Google Sheets. Okay, so click on the action event. So I'm going to choose get rows. Okay, so we're going to click on connect. Okay, so how to connect with Google Sheets, right? It's very simple. You will firstly you need to go into your Google Sheets itself, set up a new Google Sheets, and put in all your Uuki spaces right here, right? So all you need to do is go into edit community and edit spaces, and copy out all the names of your Uuki space, paste it as a single row in the Google Sheets itself, single column itself. So I have from A to AA, right? So that's the number of columns that I have, right? The number of spaces that I have. So next is you will need to install the Pabbly Connect webhook extension. So just click on extension, go to add-ons, go to get add-ons, search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. So this is the one you want to select, and you will see this being installed right here. Okay, so just install this, and once you have installed that, just hit back into Pabbly Connect and sign in with your Google Sheets. So they ask you to connect with Google Sheets. If you click on this, it's going to open up a window and ask you to sign into your Google account right here. So once you have done that, your Pabbly Connect account is then linked to your Google Sheets account, right? And then we're just going to save this right here. Okay, so then Pabbly Connect will then be able to pull out all your Google Sheets, and this is the Google Sheets right here, Uuki spaces. So that's what I name it as, right? Okay, and then select your sheet. So this is obviously the first sheet right here, and then choose the range. So the range would be A1. Okay, so because I have it on A1 to AA1 right here. So you can put AA1. Of course, if you want to, you can put like more than AA1, AD1 or whatever it is, in case you are going to be adding more into your more spaces into your Uuki space, right? Okay, so so this is the range A1 to AA1. Okay, so you just click on save and send test response. So once you have done that, it will be able to pull out all your spaces in here. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this is just to make it easier, right? So you don't, I don't have to copy and paste so many times when I'm building the routing, which is in the next step right here. Okay, so that's the reason why I use a Google Sheet to save my time. So next is the last step is of course to post into Uuki, but I have so many spaces in Uuki, right? So how do I know how to post it into the right space? So I have already made the post with the hashtag, right? So I'm going to choose the router. Okay, and maybe the first route you can just name it like to everything else. Okay, whichever it is, and or if you want to, you can just copy the name of the space in here, right? Something like that. Okay, so then set filters and action steps. So the label, the label would be your caption, right? So your within the caption itself, if it contains everything else, okay, then right, okay, if it contains anything else which is true, then I'm going to post it into my Uuki space, right? So add post, connect. Right. Okay. So the next thing is to connect to Uuki, your Uuki community itself, right? So how do you connect it to your Uuki community? You just need to fill in the API merchant ID and the API token. So you can get this very easily in your community settings, right? Under get API key, just need to click on generate, and then you'll be able to get the API token and the merchant ID, paste it in and update it, and you would be able to post directly into Uuki right here. So next thing is your title. So we just need to map it correctly. So title would be title from Radaar, then the content would be the caption, right? And then the space is everything else, and then the URL would be from my text formatter right here. Okay, so this URL is important, so because if you don't insert the URL right here, it will not show a link preview. This entire text will just be an entire text. The URL will just be a line of text. Okay, next is you want to put 0 or 1 right here. So if you set it as 1, the post is going to be anonymous. If you put it as 0, the post is going to be non-anonymous. So I'm going to post it as non-anonymous. Okay, so let me just show you. If I save and send this test response, okay, it's now posted into everything else under the sun, right? So I'm just going to jump back into my Uuki Live right here, and if I scroll down, you will see this post right here with the link. Can you see that? Hello everyone, and then the URL, and then everything else. So if you want to remove the URL, you can do so as well, or you can just use the Radaar URL post instead, right? You can use the Radaar link post instead. Sorry, link post instead. So you will send the link as a different response line of response, right? So that you can map it correctly. Okay, so now it's posted in here directly. Okay, and if I jump into everything else, right, it says posted there, right? So if I jump in here, I will see this post right here. Can you see that? Okay, and you just need to map the rest of the routes, right? The filters, you got to set them up correctly into every single space, and it will then be automatic. So what happens is now I can just go into Radar, create a post with the right hashtags, and it's going to go into the right Uuki space, right? So I can use the Radar mobile app and post stuff into Uuki directly, right? Schedule stuff into Uuki directly. Okay, so pretty much that's all for this video. I think what happens is with this particular automation is going to help you to schedule posts into Uuki. So the problem with Uuki right now is that they don't have a scheduler, and because they are a standalone platform, right? So there won't be many social media scheduler that wants to work with Uuki, just like Circus Soul or Mighty Networks. So you will need to use something like Pabbly Connect or Zapier to work with Uuki Live for scheduling, right? So by setting up this automation, you will then be able to post from Radar directly into the right Uuki space, right? And I guess that's all I have to share in this video. I'm going to be sharing a lot more in my next video as well, so do stay tuned. And if you know anyone who is using Radar, Uuki and Pabbly Connect, be sure to share this video with them. If you enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this automation in here, and do you have any other ideas on how to on creating a automation for Uuki itself, right? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in my next video.